Are you ready?
Trav, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's good, bro. How you doing?
Dude, good. Welcome to the first episode. Everybody, welcome. 3-step drop. Here we go.
Let's go.
This is crazy, man. I'm pumped. Thanks for coming on, dude.
No problem, man. Happy to be on here.
Yeah, dude, of course. Obviously, you got some crazy-ass times, dude. What you been up to? I know you've been working with some guys, getting ready. Just kind of give us, what have you been up to in these fucked up times?
I wake up, eat my breakfast, go work out. I've been lifting a lot, just really focusing on my diet and doing extra yoga because there's, you got all the time in the world. So trying to get real flexible, fast, big,
pliable, baby, pliable.
Yeah, gotta be. Gotta
Exactly.
be fit for the long run.
Exactly.
So
I can tell you that
good time to just focus up and kind of get your body right.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you that as someone that is now a year and a half out, my diet has been horrible this quarantine.
Oh yeah,
just terrible. So complete opposite. Yeah. Also,
last year when I didn't get picked up for a little bit, I was like, I might not play football ever again. So
yeah, it's like, I might go get myself a steak and cheese. Maybe
steak and cheese, ice cream every night. I mean, I still eat ice cream every night, but
yeah, it is what it is. Brady eats the avocado, so we're good. Also, apologies to everyone. Didn't last very long, but I guess we're going not suitable for work language. I didn't last very long, but so say whatever you want. I didn't let that last very long.
We're back. I just had poor connection. My bad.
You're good. I let loose on a few swears already. That's on me. I butchered it. Dude, so I wanted to start. Literally, I came up with some wild questions because I'm not gonna sit here and freaking interview you, but I got a few burning questions here for you. We'll let the people get to know you. Number one, you got a shot at the WWE Tag Team title. Who are you picking to bring down to the ring with you to get a shot at the titles?
I got to pick my old wrestling partner, Jack Preston, the notable basketball player in the state at Nashua High School South. We actually did a talent show at Nashua South when I was like a sophomore, junior, and we put on a WWE skit. And, I thought it went pretty well, but the crowd wasn't it. The crowd, it's really about the crowd.
It is. It's all about the crowd.
Our crowd didn't get it, so.
And
we needed some cheers and stuff, but we just weren't.
Yeah, you need some booze, some cheers. You need something. Exactly.
Yeah,
You got any guys that you watched when you were younger? You got The Rock, Stone Cold.
Yeah, CM Punk.
CM Punk,
guys,
classic.
Yeah, some classic guys. I like The Rock a lot.
Yeah, The Rock. Have to. Ready? I got two. Start one, cut one, bench one. Here's the first one. We got Russ Wilson, Deshaun, and Lamar Jackson. Start one, cut one, bench one.
You have to start the MVP, right?
Got to.
Russell Wilson is a genius. I feel like if he was injured, I think he would be the best backup quarterback in football, just because he's so attention to detail. So I think I'd want him in my locker room. Deshaun Watson is an unbelievable player. He's a good character guy too, but I think the other two guys are too valuable. So I got to cut Deshaun.
Yeah, Deshaun's in a tough situation. I don't know. Poor Billy's losing his mind down there. Trades away DeAndre, and we'll see what Deshaun can do. But dude, I love Russ. Honestly, I was once we get into the film later on, dude, I think Russ is. You're a little taller than Russ, but I think Russ is an interesting kind of player comp a little bit to kind of how you guys, move with the ball and kind of pocket presence and shit like that. And seeing you working with.
He's really a blast to watch. Like every game, they're always in any game they're in, just because he's such an explosive player. I mean, he's made some of the best throws I've ever seen. Yeah,
it's bizarre. You'll be watching the film, and he's got two guys coming up the B's, and it's like, this plays kaput, like not going to happen. And then all of a sudden, climbs in the pocket, looks like he's going to scramble, and all of a sudden he rips a 15-yard dig, just puts it on a receiver's chest. It's like, all right, first down Seahawks. Unbelievable. So before we kind of get going, I guess I'll let you do a little bit of driving. I'll catch the people up here. I'll give you kind of give the people the Trevor Knight story here. So, we got Trevor Knight here with us, former UNH quarterback. Tough to say former, but, CFL Grey Cup champion, if people don't know, the Super Bowl equivalent in Canada. When's that ring coming in, by the way?
The ring ceremony was supposed to be in mid-May, but I think it got canceled, so I don't know. I got to head up and go get my ring.
Oh, man, that thing's going to be icy, man. But we'll get into the CFL, but, so Trevor spent 5 years up at UNH. He was a Gatorade Player of the Year in New Hampshire. We're going to end up putting out some film before this interview comes out. Encourage people to go watch, your high school highlights, dude. High school with you was a funny time, dude. We got to actually play in those 7-on-7s over at Stellos, and I remember, being a few years apart, we'd go play, and it's like, what the hell are we supposed to do? It's like, all right, just picking spots. Obviously at the time you were looking UMass and Nova and all over the place. But those were some good South teams. But, your career was just really, really impressive. Honestly, I got I got a little story here. One of my buddies that you played with, anonymous, we'll say, former player, kid, few years younger than you. He went up to the Shrine game. So every year New Hampshire plays Vermont. Obviously, you were in one of the first ones. So he showed up to the game 10 minutes late. He's like, oh, man, going to get to play with Trevor next year. We'll see what happens, see how the game's going. He shows up 10 minutes late. You guys are already up 21-0. You got 150 yards and 3 touchdowns already. He's like, oh, okay.
I was lucky to play with some good guys there, man. They made it easy. I think that was a tremendously, greatly coached team as well. We had Kip Jackson, now the Merrimack.
Oh, he's awesome.
Dave Jackson. There was a lot of guys on that staff that were just awesome.
Yeah, that's one of those cool experiences. You guys went up and you bunk up in Vermont and kind of give us a little bit of. We won't go too much on the Shrine, but that's an interesting little experience.
It's fun. I mean, I knew after the day after the Shrine game is when I had to report to UNH, so it was like
quick.
Sacrificing my last week of freedom for the next 5 years to the Shrine. So being up in Castleton, it was fun. I couldn't have been with a better group of guys and coaches and everything. So it really made it just a blast.
Yeah, dude. But so he's in. Just him talking about you. Heard it from a few different dudes. Kind of the thing that stuck out to me, had 3 different guys that you played with use the word special, which is a. That's a humbling thing. I had somebody say special dude. Another guy said, that was in your freshman class. He said, obviously everyone takes a look at the film. Is this guy good? Is this guy not good? They turned on the film and they said, what are we watching here? Like this kid, so, but coming in, from Nashua, I know what everyone, feels about New Hampshire football, listed at 6 feet. Is that generous? Possibly.
I might be 5'11" and 3/4.
All right, you got the Kyler socks on. You put the Kyler socks on for the combine. It's fine. But so you got up there, 2014 red shirt. I went through a red shirt year also. Interesting year. It kind of sucks being away from the game. You're there in practice, you're there in scout, but just kind of give me a short little thing on you sitting behind. Obviously at the time Andy Bayless is the quarterback there. Sean Goldrich is still there. Some guys that ended up being really good quarterbacks in the pantheon of UNH, but kind of give me a little bit sitting behind them in 2014 and that year.
It was a great year, honestly. I mean, we went into the season. I think we were in the top 10 ranked in the country. So I obviously knew. Me and all the other freshmen knew we weren't going to play. So it was like, well, let's just learn, get as much under our belt, learn from these guys. And I really had so much fun. Just we didn't get that many reps, but we get to watch. RJ Harris go up on run the post. Andy and Sean throwing it deep to them, and it was just really good to watch. And you know, the only bad thing is like when you're on scout team, you don't get to watch the first offense.
So you're not breathing in.
I really like doing. Because I'm a big time visual learner. I like to see it done and then execute it. So it was really good to see them. They definitely all taught us a lot. They also taught us every day they went and they worked. There was no Thursday wasn't a walkthrough. It was a full practice. So they really set the tone for us and kind of really taught us the ways of what Coach Mack has built there with all the toughness and bringing your best foot forward and competing every day. So that's kind of your first year. I think it's really important to kind of understand the program you're in. I'm sure you felt that when you redshirted. It was like you get a real sense of like the locker room and how things work and what you have to do to be successful. So I really did enjoy my redshirt year. It was frustrating not playing, but I also knew that the guys ahead of me were just, at the time, they were much better than me. I was very raw, but there's times we'd be blowing teams out. I just want to get in, but I knew it wasn't worth burning the red shirt.
At the time, dude, think about it now. You got kids, and so good for college football, the new rules. But at the time, you step on the field, you burn an entire year, which just messed it there. It's like, are you kidding me? But now, it actually love it where you can get guys in. I think it's 3 to 5 games or something like that, which is, helps with transferring, helps with freaking everything.
Helps with injuries too. I probably could have, finagled another redshirt year after my senior year.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But all these new rules are awesome. They gives kids a chance to get just a little bit of experience under their belt. Because I'm sure I would have, been a lot more confident going to the next year if I had, gotten some garbage time and, a couple of games. Yeah. I think that helps a lot with guys' confidence on the field.
Yeah, for sure. So 14 happens, your redshirt. 2015 comes around. Andy and Sean Goldrich, the two quarterbacks that were there, are still around. But now you're eligible. So now, we're able to get Trev out in. I think you went 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions. Get you some different looks, get creative. And then obviously, things get real coming into the spring. You were competing for a job with, your guy Adam Reese. And then, leads you into, 2016, which, was, probably your best rushing year. You're like 396, but kind of give me, you had 14 touchdowns, 10 picks. You got to go play at San Diego State. Awesome experience. Kind of give me some of the highlights from that 16 year, your first year on the field. You're seeing the game for the first time, speed of the game, all that.
I think my 2016 year, I really wouldn't have changed anything because I learned so much. Going into 2015, I had my ankle was torn up. I didn't really know it at the time, but I knew it was messed up from spring ball. But I was trying to play on it, and I just wasn't effective at all. Every other practice, I was sitting out because I could barely walk. I could barely put weight on it. And it kind of just nagged, and I ended up being, I think I was the number 4 or number 5 quarterback.
Going into 16? Oh, going into 15.
With just a ruined ankle at the time, and pretty down on my spirits. But because you just have expectations for yourself, and injuries just happen. There's nothing you can really do about it. Sometimes people just you get rolled up on your ankle, and that's what happens. So definitely I learned a lot that year. Sean Goldrich actually went down, and when push came to shove, they ended up just kind of throwing me in there like a couple drives after the other guys went in the game. And played decent, and really just I think getting on the field just gives you so much confidence.
Yeah.
Then after 2016, you really get to get a feel for the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As a college quarterback, because as you know in high school, I could sling it, but I wasn't really polished.
Like my drop. I think you finished with more rushing yards than you did passing, or something like that.
Yeah, senior year, I definitely did. I was one read to run, which worked for me, but I knew if I wanted to be great, I had to keep getting better, and it was really the coaching was what really got me to that next level. Ryan Carty, he's down at Sam Houston now as the offense coordinator, but he was huge in developing me as a quarterback. I still, even after my sophomore year in 2016, I was still just not I just wasn't, I wasn't on time to stuff. I had I had the abilities, I just wasn't, polished, and he just really kind of got me right heading into the 2017 season. And we also had a really good group of guys in that 2016 class. Casey DeAndre,
up at Holy Cross now.
Andrew Lauderdale, New Hampshire product.
Yep.
He's in the NFL somewhere right now.
With I think a cup of tea with the Saints, and then somewhere else.
He was with San Fran.
Okay.
All last year. So he's having a good career for himself. But it was good to learn from guys like that too. I mean, I really enjoyed, seeing their work ethic and kind of seeing what it takes. I think the young guys can learn so much just from watching, older people.
Yeah, that was something that, I know I prided myself on kind of before we get to 17, kind of like you said, to bounce off that, kind of QB is so difficult to explain to people. It is, just the most bizarre position in the whole world, because you're, the night before, I'd be backing up, Eric Fairweather, and we're in the hotel the night before, this kid has got my job, and, we're talking about, what to expect tomorrow. I think they're going to go 3-roll, and, it's, you want success for each other, and you want to make each other better, and you push each other. Obviously playing with Sean and Andy and, all the different guys, give me thoughts, quarterback's so weird. It's the best.
I have something weird from CFL. Our quarterback, if he didn't cut his fingernails by Thursday, he wouldn't cut them before the game.
Is that
that was weird. I was like, fingernails, huh?
Is that Trevor or?
Yeah, I don't. It was or maybe it was even Wednesday. It was something pretty aggressive. I was like, I don't get how fingernails really make that much of a difference. But Andy, I don't really. He was just an even keel guy. Like before the games, he'd just be really loose and focused but loose. Sean was definitely more of like a laser focused kind of guy. On game day when I was younger, I wouldn't really speak to him. I'd kind of just let him do his thing. But like Andy, I would shoot the shit with him before the game. I'd be like, how many tutties you gonna score?
Yeah.
Shoot the shit. I was always kind of like that too before. I was focused, but I wasn't like. I was shooting the shit with people. I was relaxed. I think that's how you got to be.
But, exactly. Just such a unique dynamic playing the position. So much asked of us, but at the same time, if you're going out there, you're a tight asshole. It's going to be, things are going to go the way they go.
You'll be exposed.
You got any horror stories? I made mention before we get to 2016. You started over at San Diego State. Any stories from that one? I got you here as 4 for 16. They got you one time with the pick. They got you with a few sacks. Any horror stories from over in Qualcomm?
Yeah, it's always tough the first game of the year because you don't really know what the other guys have. And we saw the preseason rankings. They were like the number 2 ranked defense behind Alabama, ahead of Auburn. And I was just like, what? This is my first start, but we got there and they were just, they were legit. I think they were ranked that year, and they were blitzing from all over the place. And that was back when I was one to run, and those guys were pretty fast. I could make 1, 2, 3 of them miss, but the fourth one was coming a little bit faster than I was used to.
It's bigger, faster, just everywhere.
Yeah, and I was pretty eager to get rid of the ball after I've been, hit a couple times. But that's really
that's the fun of it.
They did a great job defending us.
That's the fun of it.
They had I think at least 6 out of those 11 guys at least are starting on NFL defenses right now. I think they had Demonte Casey. He's an All-Pro. I think he led the NFL in interception. So they definitely that's the first time I've been dominated to the point where I'm like, wow, do I suck? You know, I have to really sit back and be like, maybe I suck. Like
that's
it was a big. I really needed that. It was a really humbling experience.
Yeah, it gets you ready for what was to come. I mean, that's why those guys pay the check to have you come to them. And I think my second career play when I transferred to St. A's, we were down at Wagner, overlooking the city, the coolest spot they got over there on the water. Second play, they bring double-edged blitz. Couldn't even get to my third step, just destroyed. Ball comes out. It's like, sweet. Great start to that one.
And then it teaches you the next week in film, you're looking for indicators that when are they bringing this? Because I'd like to know.
Exactly. Can we have a better idea?
If they're bringing zero, I'm going to be aware of that before the play starts.
Yeah, so find the answers. We got to find the answers. So 16, you learn, you kind of become the quarterback you're going to become. 17, it's on. You play in every game. For the people out there that are listening, Trevor had 3,400 yards that year. He goes from having 14 to 10 touchdowns, interceptions in 16 to 26 and 10 this 2017 year, 62%. He nationally ranked top 20 in every effing category, all New England, third team CAA. Absolutely did Rhodey dirty. I think he had 445 against Rhodey. That's not nice. Give me the best part of that 17 year, because that was kind of the one year where, before your senior year got derailed by injuries a little bit. And, 17 kind of becomes the year when you're looking at pro teams and stuff, that's your year. You got all 13, whatever it was, years on tape. You beat number 3 JMU at home, upset them at home in front of the dungeon. Or I'm sorry, that might have been 18. But, 17 was a ridiculous year for you. Kind of how did that play out, and how did you have to kind of leverage that one towards as you were looking at the CFL and looking at jobs?
Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why I got any love from, NFL, CFLs from my junior year, because I didn't really put anything on tape senior year. So I'm still living throughout that 2017 season, still sending out highlights. But it was a great year. I mean, our team chemistry that year was unbelievable. Everyone was we were just all playing together. Offense, we were really clicking. I think we had one of the best offenses historically in UNH history that year. It was just a special year. A lot of guys stepping up, making plays. Another big breakout year for Neil O'Connor. He might have even been an All-American receiver that year. But everyone brought their best stuff every week, and we were all on the same page with it too. And that's really what I think made us click. And it was also the experience, because a lot of kids in my grade were the ones who were playing, the 2015, 2016 year. So, everyone finally we got a lot of games under our belt now. Let's make this thing shake. So I think that's really what made us go. And, our coaching staff was, we were lighting teams up every week, just, running our stuff, new wrinkle in every week to get a touchdown. Everyone was really bringing their best every week. So that was the most fun year I've ever had playing football, for sure.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, 26-10, hard to not having fun when you're slinging it like that.
Yeah, and I also threw I think I threw 2 picks at the end of our last playoff game when we were down by 20. So
stat killers.
It really could have been a lot better. And
stat killers. Was that over in Fargo?
That was unfortunately or unfortunately, I don't really know. It was outside and at San Diego or South Dakota State. So
okay. Oh Jesus,
it was
that
freezing.
can't be warm.
I think it was 2 degrees at kickoff without the wind chill, which it was around 15, 20 mile an hour winds there. South Dakota is not a great place to be outside in mid-December. I don't think I'll go back there for a vacation in December.
Yeah, I cannot tell you I know anybody in my whole life that has ever gone to South Dakota willingly.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know anyone else who has been there other than my boys I played with.
It's just one of those states, middle of the country. It's like right about.
You might fly over it if you go to Seattle or something.
Yeah, maybe you go into Spokane. So you went to South Dakota. You got to play in San Diego. You guys went to Colorado, but you were injured. What's the best place? What's the best environment you've ever been in your college career so far?
Ooh, best from an away game standpoint.
Yeah, away. Obviously, the dungeon. The dungeon's undefeated. UNH is as good as it gets. A little biased.
Definitely rocking with the dungeon. But San Diego State was really cool. They had like a big fireworks show after the game, so there ended up being like 54,000 people there. I don't know if it was because of our game or the fireworks show, but the stands were packed. So Qualcomm was pretty filled. That was a really cool experience, but I was also playing terrible. I was getting the shit knocked out of me. So that wasn't that fun, but it was I remember looking around like, damn, this is unbelievable. But,
yeah, and then the game starts and
then the game starts and, first drive, the rest is history. But Stony Brook packed him in a couple times. But honestly, James Madison does it the best.
Yeah.
I think. I remember we played them in the playoffs in 2016 down there when they had won the national championship. We hit them right at the beginning of their run. But I remember they came out and there was fireworks. They lighting up fireworks. The stadium was completely full. The smoke from the fireworks was on our sideline. We couldn't even see 2 feet in front of us. And I don't know. I didn't have a good feeling about the body language of some guys. And I was a little nervous, and I had a right to be. So we did play the national champs, but
yeah, Bridgeforth will get you.
They were loud.
Yeah, we'll put some videos in there so people can see. Bridgeforth is, is as close to it is. It's a Division 1A stadium. That place is.
And their fans know what they're doing too. I mean, I remember we were playing there, and the band was playing. Their band is legit too. It's right on the field. Their bands makes it fun. It definitely makes the game more fun. But they were playing when we were on offense, and we couldn't do a cadence. We had to clap. So
there's nothing worse than smart band people when they know when to play. It's a real issue.
Exactly. But then the refs, they blew the whistle. They said, "Hey, the band is not allowed to play while these guys are trying to call a play out."
Huh.
But then the fans took it upon themselves to go even louder than the band. So I swear the place was shaking. I've never really heard a stadium that loud until I went to Canada, but that was crazy.
Fucking JMU, man.
JMU, yeah. Place is ridiculous.
So, obviously amazing career at UNH. We'll get a little bit CFL, dude. You go win. I mean, if people don't know the story, Trevor finished up in 2018, so he ends up going signed with Winnipeg Blue Bombers in September of 2019. I remember even talking to you, sent you a quick text, congratulate you, and it was early September, and you're like, dude, it is cold as hell up here already.
Yeah. I mean, I got there, and the wind there is just crazy. I mean, it's all flat. It's where I was in South Dakota, just 8 hours north. So I thought South Dakota was bad. That was really nothing compared to what I was about to endure. But it definitely brings some toughness out in you. Luckily we are from the Northeast, so
yeah, exactly.
We're a little accustomed to bad weather. But the Winnipeg was a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be looking at the weather, and it would be 17 degrees. I'd be like, oh, that's not bad. That's not. We got a good day today.
Yeah, and then it's Celsius.
I checked the wind at 16 mile an hour wind feels like negative 6, and I was
great.
It's just disappointing to see every day.
You're like, oh, maybe it'll be warmer today. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not. But what an experience that was, dude. So you win the CFL Grey Cup. You're gonna get the ring. Hopefully, I'm assuming it's gonna be beautiful. So that is the first win for the city that really loves their football. To win it the way you guys did, you were underdogs in the final game in the Grey Cup. Got to play with some really good guys. Andrew Harris was called the best player in the CFL. Your running back, got to play with former NFL guy Lucky Whitehead. Zach Collaros comes in and goes 4-0 to finish. He was a Cincy guy. Obviously Strevler was the quarterback earlier in the year. Just kind of just give a little bit on that experience and what a time that was, huh?
It was a crazy time. I mean, I learned so much. Just like my first year at UNH, I get to watch like the RJ Harris, the Andy Bayless. I get to watch these guys, and these guys are just on a whole nother level than I've seen before. So it was a great learning experience to just watch these guys every day, trying to emulate what they do, see their work ethic. I'll take you through a regular day of practice. We wake up, me and my roommate. I also lived with another rookie quarterback, Sean McGuire. He played at Western Illinois.
Okay.
Great dude. We had a pretty nice little house in the city. Me and him had the basement. It was a nice flat screen down there. We had a nice little chair set up, recliner set up. We play a lot of Madden down there every day after we get back from practice. But we would get up at 4:45, get to the stadium around 5 o'clock. We'd watch. We call it the 5 a.m. club. Watch film from 5 to about 6:30. Then we'd hit the hot tub in the training room from about 6:30 to 7. And then we watch some Last Chance U, or we watch QB1. We were always on a new season.
Yeah.
We'd watch that to about 8 o'clock, and then we get breakfast and have a quarterback meeting from 8 to 9, and then a team meeting from about 9 to 9:15. Then we get a 5-minute break or so. Head to the O-line meeting, the blitz, basically the blitz meeting for about 20 minutes, half hour. And then I think we have an offensive meeting for about 20 minutes. And then we have quarterbacks and receivers for another hour. So then by then it's about, 11:30, and that's when we're on the field. Then we get off the field, we get lunch right there for us. Basically eat lunch, watch film, then lift, watch a little bit more film, and then go home. So you're basically... It was 5 a.m. to about 3:30, 4 o'clock every day.
It's a job, baby. But it's
a job. But when you really think about it, this is what we were doing beforehand, except now we're getting paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. How was living in Winnipeg? How Americanized a little bit, or is it pretty clearly Canadian?
It's definitely Canadian. It's a very diverse area. Canada's much more diverse than I had thought. I thought it was just kind of what Trevor Park Boys watch that show. But
yep.
I thought it was just all Canadians like that, funny guys. But it was really diverse. A lot of cool people. I met had a lot of conversations with just some random people that I really enjoyed. So it was good. The city's pretty lively. I mean, there's no Dunkin' Donuts. It's all Tim Hortons. I grew a big love for Tim Hortons. I'm a big Tim Hortons fan.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm taking over Dunks, but I'm not complaining about it.
It's a big development.
Some people will complain about it. I can't find a reason to. But it was a good time. I mean, the nightlife was good. Good bars and stuff. So
yeah. Winnipeg's a good spot. Unbelievable experience. So actually, before you went to Canada, though, you were going to go to France, correct? You're going to go play with the Blue Stars, the Versailles, or
Versailles,
yeah. How much French do you know? Do you know any French at all?
I know bonjour, and I know yes is oui.
What's the what is it? Je m'appelle Trevor.
Yeah, Je m'appelle Trevor.
You're gonna get in the huddle and just be like, Je m'appelle Trevor. Go deep. Go deep. Are there any plans? I know you had, before the virus came back, you were potentially going to go back there. Kind of where are you at with them, and are you taking a look at Europe still, or where are you?
So I'm kind of at a standstill right now. I had some workouts lined up before the coronavirus happened, and obviously everything got canceled. So kind of stuck, and I also just need film. So if I can't get in front of anybody, I need film. So really, I'm kind of pretty much stuck like everyone else right now. if I can't get signed by any NFL or CFL teams, that might be something I might look into, just because getting film, and also living abroad is pretty fun.
Yeah, that's a unique.
That's something us college football players, they don't get to experience. We don't get to go live abroad.
Yeah, dude, my girlfriend went over, lived in Spain for a semester. I got to go over. I took first Thanksgiving I ever missed, but because we're not able to go over there, so I went over for Thanksgiving. Met her in Ireland. It's like, dude, I would have freaking killed to do this. Like studying abroad, and it's like, oh man, I know some D3 guys will skip spring ball or if they don't have spring ball, but D2, D1, it's just not gonna. It's not happening. But yeah, I mean the chance to go over there, if you could do that and it worked out, that'd be freaking sweet.
Yeah. So I just kind of want to do it for the experience and get some film. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get signed by the team. But,
yeah, just be patient, man. It's out there, man.
Because you don't want to get the call and not be ready.
Yeah, exactly. That's something I never expect from Trevor Knight. He's never not going to be ready. But so I'll give you one or two more. Just kind of curious. When you look back on it, obviously, some of the details from the game. You talk to guys that are further removed from the game. Some of the details go away, but certain games, certain memories. What's something you look back from your college career and you're like, damn, that one meant a lot. Like that was awesome.
I think that homecoming game against Rhode Island was awesome because I must have had like 30 people there. I reserved tickets for. So like I just had a lot of people there. So I really wanted to go into that game. I knew I really wanted to put on a show and make these people come back.
yeah, exactly.
So that was really special. I think beating Maine at home. That game was awesome. There were so many people there. The crowd was just electric.
I had it down. Now that you mentioned Maine, this is interesting. Ready? You're a Patriots fan, historically Patriots fan. Hopefully you're not jumping ship to go with Tommy. I'm big. I'll see what happens down there. But would you trade? Yeah, this for the next 2 years. Tommy's the best ever, man. If you can't root for that guy to be successful down there, people are losing it. But
too much to us.
Yeah, exactly. But people are quick to jump ship on us. But would you trade a Patriots championship for a Musket win over the University of Maine?
You know what? I would.
Hell yeah.
Because that affects me more. I'll get more joy out of beating Maine than I would out of the Patriots winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. I think I'm with you. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I wonder which way he's gonna. That Musket is awesome, man. It's so cool. That's why I love college football, man. If people haven't seen it, it was just down there in the office a few weeks ago. Seeing the Musket hanging up in the case in the locker room. You hold on to it for the year. When that case is empty, cannot be a good feeling for the next year to just see it.
The only time that it was ever empty when I was there was right after I got hurt when we lost them on the road.
Oh,
my senior year. That was the first time the Musket was not in our locker room.
Oh,
it was weird.
It's
weird. After 5 years with it.
Damn. God damn. Luckily it's back. Thank God. But dude, yeah, this has been awesome. If people want to tune in, we're gonna throw it on the YouTube. We're gonna do like a five-ish minute film. We're gonna take a look at some of Trevor during his career. We might take a look at some UNH from 2019. Just take a look at film and get more X's and O's. But thanks for coming on here, dude. Anybody got any questions? Reach out to me. I can share them with Trevor, and this is pumped to get you back on here, dude. We'll get some guys, and you're an NCAA football 14 guy. Am I correct about that?
Huge.
Dude, so next time, whenever this Corona cools down, next time we sit down, we'll do the sit down in front of an NCAA game. We'll get that going.
Yeah, we got to go on Twitch or something.
Hell yeah, dude. That would be awesome, dude. That would be awesome. All right, Trev. I'll get with you for that film, but appreciate you coming on, brother.
For sure, bro. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.